Hey everybody! Have you explored EFT at all, commonly known as tapping? As part of my neuro-linguistic programming training, I have been taught a lot more about tapping, and I realized number one, why it wasn't working for me in the past, and number two, the science behind it and why it does work when done properly. So, the reason it wasn't working for me in the past is because I was just tapping. You need to tap firmly because it's all about releasing any kind of blocked energy in the system. So that's number one. And number two, you have to stay focused on what you're tapping on. So if I'm tapping about on something, but I'm thinking about taking laundry out of the dryer or what I should put on my grocery list, I'm then tapping on laundry and grocery list. So staying focused on what you're tapping on and firmly tapping, so there's a thump, is key. Would you like to try it? It's fantastic for anything going on, especially in the moment, whether it's physical or emotional. So all I want you to do is think of something that you would like to shift, whether it's a problem, whether it's something physically uncomfortable, like discomfort somewhere, or even emotional, negative emotion you want to release. So I want you to rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the worst it could possibly be, okay? And 0 being nothing. So rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, of 0 to 10, and then we always start number one with the setup. You're gonna make a karate chop hand here, and you're going to really thump it. Sometimes I like to use more than, can you hear that? I want you to really thump it. And you're going to have that kind of firmness in your fingers for all the points. But the setup you just do once and repeat after me, even though I have this, and fill in the blank, whether it's an emotion of anger or frustration or physical discomfort, I'll use discomfort. I fully and completely accept myself. Even though I fully and completely accept myself. Even though I fully and completely accept myself. And what that does is if there's a reverse polarity going on in the body, it balances it out. Reverse polarity is almost like if you have batteries in your remote the wrong way. It's not going to work. And then you get started. I'm going to take you through the points, and I want you to really keep your fingers firm and hear a thump. Stay focused on whatever it is. So if you're tapping on an emotion, my frustration, or my discomfort, or whatever it is, or a specific problem. You can say it out loud to help you stay associated, but you don't need to. The first point is right here. It's the inside of your eyebrow. You want to tap 7 to 10 times, but you don't want to count because then you're tapping on counting. The outside of the eye. So you're on the occipital ridge here. So you could go pretty firmly. And then underneath your eye, so if you're looking forward, it's in line with your pupil on the bone there. My discomfort, this discomfort, this discomfort. And then underneath your nose, you can make a little bit of a funny face so you could get firm. Your chin, which is in the dimple of that chin. And then here are your clavicles. You want to go a ½ inch underneath the clavicle. And it doesn't matter if you're doing it with 2 hands, your right hand, or your left hand. It's not better if you do it with both. Whatever one you'd like. And then underneath your armpit, for women, it's going to be right on the bra area. For men, it's going to be in line with the nipple, and you want to stay very firm. Here could be a little tender, so you could always slap with your hand, especially if you're going to be doing multiple rounds. This discomfort, this discomfort, this discomfort. You're going along this bone here. Good. And if you're in the car, you could just do it with one hand, get as much as you can. So then after you do that first round, go ahead and rate on a scale of 0 to 10 where it's at. Usually after the first round, it decreases already by half. This time, you may have been thinking more so about the areas rather than the issue. So let's do one more round, really focusing on whatever you're tapping on. You could even say it out loud to help you stay more associated. So inside of the eyebrow, outside of the eye, underneath your eye, underneath your nose, your chin, clavicle, real firm, armpit, underneath the armpit, and top of the head. And on a scale of 0 to 10, where are you? That opens up the meridians, the energy channels. Instead of taking hours to determine which ones you need to, open up, you just do all of them because it just takes a minute. So you want to repeat that until you get to a 0 or until you have multiple rounds where you stay at the same number. And then you may need to refocus. So say you had a whole bunch of discomfort in an area, and now it's down to like a 1 or a 2. You now want to refocus on the remaining discomfort or the remaining frustration or the remaining anger. So since you're changing focus again, you do the setup. Even though I have this remaining discomfort or this remaining frustration, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this remaining, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this remaining, I deeply and completely accept myself. And that's really helpful because sometimes there's layers. So refocus, and then this remaining inside of the eyebrow. This remaining. 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 And on a scale of 0 to 10, where are you now? At the end, I like to end with something positive because I like to focus on the positive. So if you choose at the end of your session, go one more round with saying whatever positive comes to mind, often the opposite of whatever you may have been focused on. So I love and appreciate my body. My body is a healing machine. I love my life. I'm in control of my emotions, how I respond and how I react. My life is great. I'm getting stronger every day. I'm grateful. I have so much to be grateful for. I love my life. So that is tapping. It's pretty easy. Stay focused on what you're tapping on. Be very firm on all the meridians. You don't have to go in that order. You always want to start with the setup, but you could go in any order. And if you're in public, you don't have to say the things out loud, but definitely stay focused on whatever you're tapping on because you have to be tuned to the same channel in order to work with it. Happy tapping.